So enough with the match recap part of today's video, let's move on to the match preview of Sunday's return leg at Providence Park against the Houston Dynamo. So I talked about the injury worries for the Timbers earlier on in the video, but I'll just reconfirm them now. The only player that is definitely out for the Houston game is Diego Chara. The 4 players that are questionable are Darlington Nagbe, Sebastian Blanco, David Guzman and Luis Mabiala. On the other hand, for the Houston Dynamo, AJ De La Garza and Leonardo are still out the centre-back pairing, and then also they're missing their goalkeeper Tyler Derrick for this game after a domestic incident off the field that is currently being investigated by the MLS and the Houston police. It means that he's currently suspended until further notice. Now that is a very big loss for the Houston Dynamo. Losing their first team goalkeeper, has been very crucial in their home record this season, only losing once at home, but nonetheless they've still had him away from home where they've still been leaking goals and not getting many results. Since he's out, they're likely to see Joe Willis come in for him, a keeper that's last made his MLS playoff appearance in 2012, so big time for him to step up to the plate. And can the Timbers punish the Houston Dynamo for not having some starting players? So now I'm going to put up on the screen some leg 2 score scenarios that somebody so kindly made and put up on the Timbers Reddit forum. It's pretty pure and simple. If the Timbers outscore Houston and win, we're going to go through to the Western Conference Final. But if the game ends as a 0-0 draw, it's going to go straight to overtime, and in overtime away goals don't count, so that takes the pressure off the Timbers if it does end in a 0-0 draw. If the Timbers draw 1-1, or if it's a draw, with goals 1-1, 2-2, the Houston Dynamo will go through based off of away goals. And yeah, that's pretty pure and simple. The Timbers need to get the job done and win. Possess is good for the Timbers when you look at the away record that I've already spoken about of Houston. They've only won once away from home this whole season, and they've only scored 14 away from home. So the likelihood of them scoring 3, 4 goals, 2 goals, let alone even 1 away, is quite unlikely. But obviously never going to write it off. Football is crazy, anything can happen, but it bodes well for the Timbers, and I'm fairly confident going into this game. So before I wrap the video up, I just want to go through the team that I have chosen for this game and my score prediction. So this team I've gone for is not necessarily the team that everyone wants to see. Obviously everyone wants to see all those injured players, the questionable players specifically, to be featured in the squad, but I think I've gone for the realistic squad. In goal we've got Atenella. In the defence, we've got Powell, Ridgewell, Miller, Vitas. Centre defensive mids, Olam, Akugo. And then up top, we've got Nagbe on the right, Valeri in the middle, and Blanco on the left. And then up top, we've got Darren Mattocks. Now, I said this is realistic because I think that Miller will feature for Mabiala, because I think Mabiala won't play. There's no point risking that hip injury to just make it worse and mean that he may not feature if he has to have something like maybe surgery on the hip or anything like that. I think why risk him now? Why just let it settle down? Because I think Roy Miller is a very accomplished defender in the centre back role. Now I've bashed him before in the left back role. I just don't think athletically he's up to scratch. That's why Vitas is so fantastic there, because he's quick, he's strong. I just think Miller, he reads the game very well. So centre back role, next to Ridgewell, who he's previously played with, I think they can do fine there. In the centre defensive mid roles, I just don't think, well, obviously confirmed, Chara won't be playing. David Guzman, a ligament, strain in the knee, they're pretty hard to come back from, as I've heard online. So, I doubt he'll be featuring in this game. And I think Olam and Akugo in the last game, in the second half, did fantastic together. When you think about these guys haven't consistently played, just spat everywhere, haven't consistently played for the Timbers all season, let alone together. To come in the first leg of an MLS playoff semi-final, they did the business so well in front of the defence. They just sat there, didn't really venture forward because they didn't want to leave themselves open, but they sat there, did the job well, just protected the 2 defenders behind them, and they did the job fantastically. Now going forward, I do think Nagbe will be fit for this game. The Timbers, they took him off in the second half against Houston in the first leg, purely because there's reason so he could feature in this game, because they didn't want to overdo it, didn't want to turn it into a muscle, proper strain, or it was just a little bit of, I think, a niggle that he had, so he just left it. They brought him off the game, and hopefully rested him up well, and so he's going to be fit for this one. On the left hand side, I'm really hoping that Blanco will be fit. Now he's, I think, the missing piece to the puzzle when we go forward. He's been brilliant so far all season. In the Houston game, we've really just lacked that, that quick tempo going into the final third. We didn't really string the little passes together so well. I think him, Mattocks and Valeri, they always seem to work so well together. Linking play together, all that sort of stuff, especially at home where they've been so dangerous recently. So I'm fingers crossed for Blanco to be fit. And then up top, we've got Mattocks instead of Addy. Addy didn't actually touch upon Addy earlier when I was speaking about the injury. So Addy, there's no real updates on him. Cleb Porter didn't really say much. So again, highly unlikely that we're going to be seeing him in this game. So moving on to my score prediction for this game, I am going to go for a 2-0 win to the Timbers. I just believe that we've got too much You know, defensive dominance at the minute with Powell, Vitas, you know, the likes of Ridgewell and Atanella all on top form. Hopefully the filling in of Miller and the two centre defensive mids can do the business as well. I just think we'll shut them out. You know, they really aren't that menacing on the road. They really don't score enough goals. And then going forward, I just think we're going to pose such a good threat. You know, we're back on home soil in front of the Timbers Army on a pitch that is not going to bobble everywhere. You know, we're going to get the chances. And can we take those chances? Can we get the job done? Fingers crossed, it's going to be an entertaining game, as the MLS players always are, in front of the Timbers Army. Let's hope we can get the business done. So thank you guys ever so much for watching. Hopefully the video isn't too long. I actually decided to just merge them all together because I really didn't think there was much point in trying to force out a match recap and then forcing out a match preview only a few days before. So this way I can kind of merge them all together. Hopefully it's going to be uploaded on Friday evening. Now if I actually sound better, that's because I've got a new microphone just down here. If I move closer to it, you can tell a new microphone just down there. It's only a little lavalier mic, so literally only just a little black dot just there, but I think it sounds fantastic. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the video, of the team selection, of the result in Houston, and your score predictions down below. And if the microphone sounds good, let me know. I need to get your feedback on the videos. If there's anything you want to see me improve on, let me know. But if you did enjoy the video, leave it a thumbs up, let me know in the comments below, all that sort of stuff, and then subscribe for more Timbers weekly content. And almost stumbling on my words, it's pretty late, it's 1 AM now, but come on Timbers, let's get the result, let's get into the Western Conference Finals.